Most men spend their whole lives trying to impress women and never realize that the men women get addicted to aren't the strongest, richest, or most charming. They're the ones who trigger something much deeper, something she can't explain, can't control, and can't walk away from, even when she tries. The truth is brutal. Women don't get addicted to what they see. They get addicted to what they feel in your presence. You can sculpt the perfect body. You can buy the car, upgrade your wardrobe, fix your hair, build your bank account, and still be completely forgettable. Because addiction has nothing to do with perfection. It has everything to do with impact. And here's the part most men never understand. A woman becomes addicted when being around you feels different than being around every other man in her life. Not louder, not flashier, not more impressive, just different. She's surrounded by men who chase, men who seek approval, men who perform like actors trying to get the role of boyfriend. You don't audition. You don't try to win her. You don't adjust your personality to gain her approval. And that alone makes her pay attention. Because a woman's mind isn't drawn to the man who wants her the most. It's drawn to the man she can't fully read, can't fully predict, and can't fully control. That's where the obsession starts. She'll talk to other men without thinking. She'll flirt with guys who try too hard. But you're the one she replays in her head at night. Not because you gave her the most attention, but because you didn't give her any power. Women don't get addicted to men they control. They get addicted to men who control themselves. Your stillness becomes intoxicating. Your emotional independence becomes a magnet. Your silence holds more weight than another man's paragraphs. And this is the part that hits hardest. A woman becomes addicted to the man who doesn't collapse when she pulls away. A man who feels whole without her. A man who isn't threatened by losing her because his identity doesn't depend on being chosen. Most men crumble under that pressure. They panic, overthink, chase, react emotionally. And the moment they do, the spell breaks. But the man she gets addicted to, he doesn't flinch. He doesn't beg. He doesn't spiral. He remains centered, and that stability hits her nervous system like a drug. Because she's not used to it. She's used to emotional chaos, mixed signals, men who need reassurance, men who need her validation to feel strong. When she meets a man who doesn't need any of that, her mind opens a new file. A file labeled, "I don't know why, but I can't stop thinking about him." That's where addiction begins. Here's where the addiction truly starts. Not when she likes you, not when she's attracted, but when she realizes she can't influence you emotionally. Most men shift their entire behavior the second they feel the woman pulling away. They text more, they over-explain, they try to fix the vibe. They get nervous, insecure, apologetic, and she feels it instantly. Women are hypersensitive to emotional shifts. She can feel when your heartbeat changes around her. She can feel when you're afraid to lose her. She can feel when you're performing instead of being. But the man who makes her addicted, he doesn't operate from fear. He operates from internal stability. He doesn't chase. He doesn't rush to correct himself. He doesn't panic when she goes quiet. He lets the silence breathe. And that silence gets inside her mind more than any clever line ever could.
Because a woman who thought she had you figured out suddenly feels something she didn't expect. Why isn't he reacting to me? That question is the seed of obsession. She'll replay your conversations, inspect your tone, study your pauses. She'll stalk your social media, not for jealousy, but for clarity. She'll analyze every detail just to understand one thing. Why can't I read him like I read everyone else? Her friends will tell her, you're emotionally unavailable. But what she feels isn't detachment. It's something far more dangerous to her peace. She feels out of control. And that's the exact moment she begins to bond with you. Not because you gave her attention, but because you didn't give her emotional power. Women get addicted to the man they can't easily predict, the man whose reactions don't follow the script she's used to, the man who doesn't crumble when she withdraws or glow when she returns. Your neutrality becomes mysterious. Your calmness becomes attractive. Your unbothered presence becomes addicting. And here's the truth most men never learn. A woman isn't drawn to the man who makes her comfortable. She's drawn to the man who awakens emotions she can't control. Curiosity, confusion, desire, tension. She's drawn to the man who doesn't move when she pushes, because every other man in her life collapses under that pressure, and you're the only one who doesn't. That contrast burns into her psychology. It's not your looks. It's not your money. It's not your status. It's the way her nervous system responds to you. Her body is calm around you, but her mind is restless. Her heart opens, but her ego feels unsafe. She wants to walk away, but something pulls her back. She tries to ignore you, but the silence becomes unbearable. She tries to forget you, but the emotional imprint you left keeps returning. She tries to move on, but no one else feels the same. Addiction doesn't begin in her heart. It begins in her loss of control. And once she senses she can't control you, she starts trying to earn you.
Here's the part no one talks about. The moment she goes from curious about you to emotionally hooked on you. It doesn't happen when you compliment her. It doesn't happen when you open up to her. It doesn't even happen when you sleep with her. It happens when she realizes one terrifying truth. He's the only man who doesn't need me, yet he's the only one I actually want. That contradiction destroys her emotional balance. She starts thinking about you at random moments, brushing her hair, walking to work, scrolling her phone. She catches herself wondering what you're doing, who you're with, why you're so calm, why you aren't chasing. And that's when the craving begins. She'll replay your presence in her mind, your stillness, your tone, your confidence, the way you don't rush to fill silence, the way you look at her like you see through her, not at her. Because most men look at her with desire, but you look at her with awareness. She can't hide behind flirtation, charm, or attitude. You don't fold, you don't break, you don't seek her approval. And that forces her to feel something she avoids at all costs. Vulnerability. You don't give her chaos, you give her clarity. And clarity is rare. But the most intoxicating part, the thing that truly addicts her, is this. She never knows where she stands with you, not because you're playing games, but because you're not performing. You don't reward her good behavior. You don't chase after her bad behavior. You're not emotionally predictable. You're not emotionally available just because she wants you to be. You are your own world,
with or without her. And suddenly she finds herself wanting entry into that world more than anything else. She'll start initiating more. She'll start mirroring your behavior. She'll become softer, warmer, more feminine around you without even realizing it. She'll put in the effort she never gives other men. She'll worry about losing you, something she rarely feels. Because now she's the one trying to impress you. She's the one trying to win you. She's the one wondering if she's enough. And here's the twist. She's not addicted to you. She's addicted to how she feels about herself when she's around you. She feels challenged. She feels exposed. She feels alive. She feels desire mixed with uncertainty, the strongest psychological cocktail known to human attraction. And when a woman links those emotions to you, she doesn't just miss you, she craves you. You become the thought that interrupts her day, the standard she judges other men against, the feeling she can't replace no matter who she meets next. Because once a woman experiences a man she cannot control, cannot read, cannot manipulate, and cannot forget, every other man becomes forgettable.